Hi guys, I'm Lisa,
And I'm Angela.
and we're One of a Kind Milwaukee.
All right, today we're here talking about something fun that Angela and I and a group of our friends and family did recently. The game show battle rooms in MK, Milwaukee. I think it's technically not Milwaukee. It's not what I would consider Milwaukee, but it's
Brookfield.
Brookfield, but it's like also like Tosa. I don't know. It's like out there. Yeah. Anyway,
By the Culvers.
that was a really, yeah. Okay. You have to be careful because you might end up in the Culver's line if you don't go in the parking lot the right way at like prime dinner time.
You know, the Culvers off of 124th and Capitol. Right, that's 124th. Highway 100. Location, directions, GPS, just GPS.
Well, yeah.
It's that Culvers. The
just
Culvers
Google it.
by the Chick-fil-A, by the Target and the Goodwill, in the Tosa Brookfield border.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we went on I don't know, whatever, a weeknight,
We did.
like 6 o'clock, 5:30. I don't know.
Yeah.
5:30, I think.
Yeah.
And how many people did we have? Like 11.
We did. It was a pretty good group. Pretty good
Um,
size.
I dragged my husband and 2 of my 3 sons. You had your mom, and then we had a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And we did one of the 2 game room options. We did the classic.
Classic
And
showdown.
it was, I thought it was really fun.
So I have a question for you. Were you nervous though before doing it?
I didn't get nervous until there was a mic in my face and I just went, huh? I totally blanked. But no, I think just because I knew who was gonna be there, like if it was strangers or something, I think I would have so much anxiety. But
Yeah, I was nervous. I don't know why. I think because it was like competition. And again, like, yeah, I knew who was there, but I wasn't sure what I was getting. But then once we like started playing, I was fine. But initially I had a little bit of butterflies. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I think I was more focused on making sure that all of my people were there and on time and not the ones holding us up because it was an after work thing. So I was coming from one direction, kids were coming from another direction, Pat was coming from another direction,
Yeah.
all that. So I think that probably took some of my attention away from any of that kind of worry. And then I think they should warn you about this so that you could have some time to marinate on it. But you have to pick a team name, which I guess is kind of a given. But then you have to pick your own name and it can't be your name. And those are the kind of things that like
that was horrible.
I'm driving home and I was like, so we were the Cranky Donuts, inspired by Pat's t-shirt. He had a Cranky House shirt on. And I was like, why didn't we all just pick donut themed names? I could have been,
that would have been cute.
Persian, a cruller, easy peasy. But
wait,
yeah,
what?
A cruller, whatever. A donut, cruller, whatever. It's a water fountain too, whatever. I'm from Illinois. Anyway.
Yeah, my friend, I had done a photo on Snapchat, and my friend was like, "Lisa," because I really couldn't think of. I was literally gonna do my name, and then you're like, "Just do Lisa," and then you did Angela,
and only because I stole that from my kids, because that's what they did. They just yeah.
My mom did Chicago Med. That was cracking me up.
Yeah. But yeah, we should have picked a theme, even if it wasn't our name theme, and it would have been easy. But yeah, those sort of things, those trip me up.
Yeah, like, my friend was like, "Why don't you do Kesha?" And I was like, "Oh, that would have been a good one." Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000 things, but in the moment, yeah, I just totally.
So
totally
no, you get to pick
Yes, think about it when you book
think about your name. Think about your name.
Put your credit card info in and then start thinking. That's our tip. The rest is, well, I want to say it's purely luck, but I feel like that will be taking a little something away from my child. So
oh my gosh,
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So we played what game? So we play. I just had them
Survey battles.
Okay, survey battles was where I pooped the bed because
That's a new one.
well, I'm trying to be family friendly and not swear. Shit the bed. Shit the bed. I had nothing when they asked me for an Eddie Murphy movie, which, hello, is right in my wheelhouse.
did
I
hear.
am a
I had that
Gen
one ready.
Xer. I've watched like pretty much every one of his movies.
Okay, to be fair, my answer was so dumb. For what
Was it a
melts
movie
in
he
your
was
mouth?
in?
No, what
Oh,
melts?
for what?
Freaking
Oh, what melts in your mouth?
yeah, freaking
What
A.
was
What
it?
was I said medicine.
Oh, but they do. That's the worst feeling. I hate when it does that. I mean,
Right, and I think because like that morning, I think like my medicine
it happened.
it did. So, and it was the last strike, and there was only still one answer on the board, and there was already like two different types of candy options. I'm like, it can't be another type of candy. Like, and it wasn't ice cream. Like, I don't think it was ice cream, or I don't know. And I was like, I don't know medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think I was the second strike for Eddie Murphy and our team couldn't get all of them. So then my kid got to answer or came up with an answer, I think. I think he was the one that came up with Shrek, right? I don't know. No.
I think that may have been Erica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe his brother was like couldn't believe he didn't come up with that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's like,
she was very on with survey battle answers.
yeah, that one was tricky.
No, your son was very on point with the spin and solve.
That's yeah.
Like I don't even think he needed any help with any of them, to be honest. Like he could have probably solved all of them. Just
Well, I don't think you could have had any less help on some of them.
I
Okay,
mean, yeah.
so what was spin and solve?
Spin and solve.
Can we reference like if you
Spin
watched
and
this
solve.
show, it would
I don't know. So
a
spin and
beautiful
solve,
woman would turn the
spin the
letters.
giant wheel and solve the phrase.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
how they describe it.
Except this game has a couple extra options on the wheel,
Yeah, so like emoji.
which is very relevant in our story.
Yeah, because we kept
one
getting emoji.
one spin and one emoji, which was a very generic emoji of a face.
A face.
We're like,
is it a girl? Is it a boy? Is it a kid?
that's it. There was there were no letters. It was blanks, all the blanks and one emoji. And then my apparently Rain Man of Spin and Solve was like, oh, is it this? Yeah.
I was so oblivious that he had the answer. I thought we were done and on to the next thing. I thought he just like was just saying just like talking, like I really just I thought our time was up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And words were just being tossed out there because then our announcer like said it and then I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah. I'm shocked that like he even spoke up. Oh, because I was gonna say, so when we got there, we got split into teams. We didn't know how to do it ourselves, or we didn't
know how to
speak up. Well, no, I take that back. Someone did have an idea, and we were all like, "What?" And nobody did it, so they did it for us. And I ended up on a team with one of my kids and my husband, which I thought was really going to be bad. He's so competitive. I was like, I don't want to be on the same team as him because I'm good to just play. I could care less if I win. Literally with anything in life. So my youngest son, who is 16, is on a team with a bunch of like 30-year-old women. A bunch of our friends and my 18-foot tall son. Somebody saw the picture and they're like, did they just make him stand up the whole time? And I was like, yes. And everyone else in the picture is also standing. They're like, what? Like, yes. He's standing with these other women and he's just that much taller than him. So yeah, I honestly figured he'd just like be a bump on a log. So I was thrilled that he actually got into it. And yeah. I think that was the key is you really just had to like let the nerves go and be silly and have fun with it because it could be super awkward. And like he said, like you're your own audience. So you had to be goofy and cheer and So he solved that with one stinking emoji. That was crazy.
Yeah. And he got another one too. And like I just feel like in general though, our like whole group on both sides like solved all of the spin and like I feel like we hit some type of potential record with the solving of those, to be honest.
Yes, I think we did very well.
you know, there was very few letters on like any of them. They're just a smart group, you know.
I mean, I can't take credit for
Little.
any of that. I don't think I knew any of them,
Yeah, I
but
don't think I did either.
but we had the idea to do it, so we get some
Yeah.
credit, right?
Yeah, right.
Ah,
We brought the people together.
exactly.
That's our job.
And then what else do we play?
The third category was what's that cost, which was kind of like a few different games. So there was like the solve that, pick the price, get the prices,
Yeah.
and name the price, right? And you could all go up as a group, or you could just send a few people of the group, which I think in reality would have been better just to do smaller, like not the whole group, you know, honestly, just like looking back at it. And then there was like a big like story of like, this is the cost of da 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 da, and then you roll the dice and then put the number in, and whoever is closest, whichever team is closest, like gets a point. And then there was like a plinko, and whichever team had most plinkos, and that plinko thing was high up in the air.
That was.
I actually was a little like, ooh.
Agreed. I'm not a big ladder person, and it wasn't ladder technically.
No, it was like stairs,
but it was like industrial stairs.
I was like, oh,
yeah, agreed.
A little high up, but it was very fun and well played.
Yeah, before we went, I was a little confused on how it could be like, what do they say, 6 to 64 or something people. Like, I'm like, how does it work?
Yeah.
But
I wonder if when you have more people, if you trade out.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
Because like there's then you have more of like an audience,
right? Yeah,
you know,
break up into 4 groups or 3 groups, or whatever.
Yeah. And then the other theme, which is like in another room, is primetime showdowns, which one person in the group had actually done that game set before, which she said was a lot of fun. So she was excited to try like the other one. So they do the survey battle, so like we did as well, because it's probably just a fun fan favorite. And then they do match up wars, try predicting your teammates' answers, and then time rush games, a variety of 60-second skilled challenges. So that's like the other category of them. So you said 6 to 64 plus people, and like they say, it's like good team buildings, parties, school trips, fun family groups, bachelorette parties, etc. And I also seen on their social media that they do road shows, so like they can like come to you and set up as well. And you can purchase beverages there. They do have beverages, NA and
adult,
because it's also like kid. No, not kid. Is it a age up? I'd say
I think it was like 10 plus recommended, something like that.
Yeah, because like
my 16-year-old was fine, but like,
I
mean, there wasn't anything
inappropriate.
Well, they said they would pretty much, if your team name or your name, they'd pretty much say whatever, so you could make it more inappropriate than ours was, but there wasn't anything inappropriate for kids. But like some of them,
I'm sure that the
games would just be too young.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they would adjust their own.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the puzzles and stuff, obviously you need to have a certain skill set for those.
Yeah, clearly 16 was not too young.
No, yeah.
Stupid brain power kids. Not old yet. Oh, man. What do you think, like, if you, now knowing it, like doing it, what would you say is like the minimum? Do you think you would go with a smaller group?
No, I think the group size we went with is probably like perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like,
because I feel like if you had if you had like the 6 people, like everyone would get, I mean, maybe like I'd say 8 to 12 is like perfect feeling, you know, because then you got a team of 4 to 6, so everyone's gonna get like a turn to do stuff, right? And as long as you've got like high energy people, like your natural
maybe some smart people,
smart people. Yeah, you know, because I feel like if you've got, I mean, obviously a lot, like we'll find out in our interview regarding, you know, how they work it out with like larger numbers, but I just feel if you really want everyone to be like 100% taking part in like the full thing, I feel like it was a good number to have.
Yeah, I just really fewer, like 6 to me, I think would be
really
uncomfortable. Like if I wasn't doing well at a game, I would feel really bad if I wasn't, you know, if I was one of 3 people on the team and I wasn't pulling my weight.
Yeah.
Not that I did anything wonderful anyway.
Yeah. But, I know Erica was like, you need to switch with me. She's like, this isn't working. Just like you keep being an X.
Yeah, see, that's you gotta know your crowd because some
Like,
people are
funny.
really competitive.
Well, and I think it was also because like they kept restarting at the start instead of
Oh,
rotating back to where it ended. So then
yeah,
so then she was getting kind of like skipped if
yeah,
we didn't get it right. So
yeah.
like
That
I felt her like
that I get.
I
Yeah,
felt her
yeah,
pain, because then if my dumb butt couldn't like answer it,
yeah.
then so.
Agreed, agreed. Well, we did kind of cover what's immediately around there, but
Oh, for
more
like
of
doing
the
something like
like
before.
a dinner and a game show. What do we got around there besides Culver's, obviously?
Murph's is over there. Murph's like frozen custard kind of thing. Like if you're looking for like a like diner-esque, a little bit further south, there's a lot of like more like fast foody places like directly there. Yeah, you're just like a skip and a jump though, like because it is like just like Brookfieldy area,
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's quick enough to just drive down. I think it is Highway 100. No, it's 120. That's 120. That's 124. Like you would just drive down it and then like take it to, like north or like Watertown Plank and you could get to Brookfield very easily and, go anywhere for dinner there. Or like honestly, somewhere in Tosa, I'd say
Yeah.
even. Because yeah, it is majority more. I don't know. Famous Dave's is right on the corner there too. But again, that's like
Yeah, I just feel like it would be a good because it's an
because it's
hour and 20 minutes. I feel like doing a dinner or some drinks after or something like would make like a full night out if you're, unless you're doing a work or whatever, but like friends and family kind of thing would.
I feel like there's gotta be. Oh, you know what? I would recommend just driving to like you could go to like the Mayfair Collection because that's literally it's like 2 miles.
Right.
And they have Good Brewing Company, which they've got some like obviously like good like beer options there, but they have good food too. There's also the Pizza Man. There's Crafty Crab. Sorry, it's Good City Brewing Company. My bad.
Okay. Okay. Oh, there's also Mex Ave.
And there's Mex Ave. Mexican table, which is also really good, and they've got those fun like
churro cart or
those
Tower of
Margaritas.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That would be a fun combo for a night.
So I would highly recommend then like maybe going to that area because you'd likely find something for your group between those 4 options. And I think all of them are open like relatively like later on the later night eat ends. Even actually Corner Bakery Cafe is like open late, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
They're like open until 9, which is a little bit later than like your average cafe style place. And it's on a little bit more like if you're going more low budget, but the Mex Avenue isn't too badly priced for their meals either. So it can get busy though. So
oh yeah, okay. It was not very busy when we went there, but I think it was like sort of like in between lunch and dinner when we went.
Yeah, I think once it gets later, it tends to fill up there. So if you're gonna do that, I would do a reservation. It's time for an interview. Let's go. We'll start off with having you formally introduce yourself to our listeners.
All right, my name's Matt. I work at Gameshow Battle Rooms. I'm a host.
All right, so what do you feel makes the best type of group for game show battle rooms?
People that come in ready to play is generally the coming in to get into it, to just get into it. We're gonna play a game against each other, and that could be a group of 5. It could be a group of 30. It really depends on just the individuals and how they get into it. The more they get into it, the more we get into it. It's real reciprocal there.
So would you say like it's good for like groups, friends, parties?
I would say all of the above. Honestly, it works for all ages. As long as the kids have a little bit of a problem losing sometimes. We'll have some crying kids, like if they're on the losing team. But to be honest, we have adults that react the exact same way sometimes. So it works. It works when you are with people you know better than if it's people you don't know. But everybody brings a different, set of knowledge and experience to the game and the game show themselves. So that's why when we play the survey battles game, we tell people not not to share answers, because a lot of times what you do is you got one person on the team telling everybody what to say. And then when somebody says an answer all their own and everybody's like, oh, that's stupid, it'll be up there. And it's like, you got to just think, maybe they think differently, but like a lot of people that take a survey, just differently from you. Otherwise, there'd just be one top answer and like 3 silly answers or something, if we all thought. So it's nice. It's real fun. Every group has its own dynamic and humor and energy. And I'd say the only groups that are real work are the groups that are real low energy or a little more introverted. But usually about halfway at most through that first game, everybody's into it.
What are some of your most memorable team names? Because everyone has to come up with the team name, right? To once they get started, kind of that first assignment.
Yeah, there's some real good ones. What are my FCC regulations like here?
I'd say we're like PG-13.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite is probably a PG-13 one. It's the Pittsburgh Feelers. It's just my absolute favorite. But there are a lot of clever ones. 1912 Titanic Swim Team is a good one. That one is just one of the ones that kind of sticks out in my head. But there's a lot of real clever names. I love it when people do like a pun type name.
Mm-hmm.
The most common ones are Red Rockets and Blue Balls for sure for the red and blue team. But people even come up with variations of that, like, the Blue Ball is or something like that,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun watching people come up with them and trying to guess what they're going to. I had a group of nuns once came in and they had 2 pretty great names. One was the Young Nuns, which I loved. And the other one was None Ya Business.
Nice.
I was like, you are some fun nuns for real.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that.
So like I said, every group, I've had some groups where you'd probably cringe at that. I'm not going to say them, but if they want that as a name, it's a good way to read the room right off the bat, We don't mind if you want it vulgar. We don't mind if you want it absolutely clean. We can usually judge pretty quick by the team names you pick, how you like it, and then feel it out a little more from there.
Yeah. So Gameshow Battle Rooms offers 2 styles of gameplay, the Classic Showdown and Prime Time. Of the 2, which would you say is your favorite to host?
My favorite to host would be the Classics room, but that's ego driven. That's mostly because in the other room, I don't get to talk as much or make as many jokes or interact as much with the group. So I like Classics for that interaction with the group. Prime Time's a little more rule based. You're kind of reassuring some people when they're doing the match game version. One person from each team is up front, so I'm usually talking to them a little like, oh, it's all right, just think of a bunch of things and think, what will they think I say? But a lot of that's just laying out the rules for all the games and the time rush games. And I just I don't mind doing the rules in Classics, but I only got to do it like 3 times at the beginning of each round. And after that, it's interact. And that's where I have my fun with groups.
Okay. And then what's your favorite game in the Classic Showdown?
Ooh, favorite game. It's both rooms, survey battles. That's just a great game. It's the game everybody plays on the couch or watches clips on YouTube, or our Aldi version of that game.
Right.
But that's the one it's in both rooms for a reason. Nobody has a problem with that game. I mean, people might do bad or not get the top 4 survey answers, but everybody's, thinking along the same lines anyway. And when they see the answers, they're rarely arguing with us. That's just the best game. Now, if I had to choose a favorite game between Classics and Primetime, the other 2 games or the 4 games remaining, I guess Spin and Solve's a fun one. Spin and Solve, the word puzzle one. Mm-hmm. The price games are a little more fun, I think, for the participants to participate in. That one is more a little more, you're dropping the discs down the pegs and it plinks on its way down,
Yeah.
People love that game, but there's not a lot of control there. You're just kind of being like, oh, you want to put it there, good luck.
Yeah.
So yeah, spin and solve, I guess, would be the one I picked there.
So we had a smaller size group when we were there. We had a group of 11. Based on the 6 to 32 and up group sizing, how does it work if we say we're to have that larger group size of say like 20 or more with that game design?
You guys got an hour, maybe a little over it, but with a group of 20 or more, we automatically are doing more time. So it's anywhere between 75 to 90 minutes just to accommodate more players. And the way we'll do the game, say you brought in a group of 30, 15 per team, red and blue. For the first game, we'll divide those teams into 2 teams, like red 1 and red 2, blue 1, blue 2. And then red 1 and blue 1 will be up there for the first 2 questions. Blue 2 and red 2 are up there for the second 2. And we just, every 2 questions, swap the group. And that way everybody gets a chance to answer, participate, steal. And then when we go to like the spin and solve or the match games, everybody plays that collaboratively as a team. Same with the price games. And then everybody drops for the not Plinko game. And then Time Rush is one where with bigger groups, we'll do multiple rounds of the same Time Rush game if they want to play it. Usually we leave that up to the team that lost. If they want to try and run it back and win a point, we'll let them play. And then we'll tell the team that won that they have to send, different players up this round. But the team that lost could play whoever they want. And that way facilitates getting a lot of people involved. They're playing. Yeah, it's fun. And sometimes when people see a game played, they're less worried about playing it, or maybe they're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I would be good at that. I would like to try.
Yeah, we had kind of talked about like the nervousness that kind of some of us had at first, of like, ooh, like, well, unsure.
Sure.
And then like you started to play, you're like, okay, like this isn't as like, why was I being so serious, or
it's not being broadcast. You're not there in front of people you don't know. That's I think one of the real key aspects of it is it's just your group, and the people that are either going to be hyper competitive or talk a lot of smack or whatever. You're not going to be surprised when they talk smack. If it was people you didn't know, that might really put you off your game, or you might be more reserved than you normally would and not let loose. So it being your group, whether it's family or coworkers or whatever, that usually everybody comes out of their shell. By the end of the show, everybody's, cheering, jeering, all of it, just having a good time.
Yeah. All right. Can you tell us a little bit more about the road shows?
Yeah. So the road shows, we can bring up all the games that we have in-house to wherever you want, whether it's a banquet hall or we've done it on warehouse floors, factory floors, gymnasium, a church. What we could set up pretty much wherever to fit your space. And then the group will choose, do you want all 5 games? That's, this amount. And then you could choose to maybe have 3 of the 5 games. It usually depends on if we got to transport the wheel and the Plinko or the not Plinko board, to the place. Then we have to rent a truck. So that'll up the cost and everything. And we need more people to help load in, stuff like that. But it's so fun to have an audience, like when you're doing a big show for a group. Yeah. And the group will always decide how many teams they want. As long as it's an even number, that'll work. We can do elimination for that. Sometimes the event coordinators are providing, prizes like anywhere from gift cards to bottles of whiskey we've seen given away. the good thing about that is you can tailor it to what you want using our game shows, and we'll work with the groups to make it so it's the games they want to play, and we get as many people involved as possible. We've done up to 250, 300 people in a show, which is a lot, and people are going to participate a little less, but I'd say with the audience, having an audience behind everything just kind of amplifies the experience too. And we make sure everybody does get to participate.
That's really nice. Is there anything additional that you'd like to share at all?
We're going to be at State Fair, helping them celebrate their 100th Cream Puff anniversary with some game show exclusive State Fair survey battles, questions, and things like that. I would encourage anybody to please take our surveys when we put them up. The more people that take surveys, the better. And I'm sure we'll be releasing one for the State Fair one, at least for, it'd be good for people familiar with State Fair anyway to take that one too. Other than that, we're doing shows 7 days a week from 10 to 10:30. All you got to do is book ahead of time. And it's a great time. Again, don't meet too many people that don't like game shows. Even if you don't like a game show, most people, for the most part, like game shows and will have fun with it. That's about it.
We would like to just take a moment again to thank Game Show Battle Rooms for hosting One of a Kind Milwaukee and our group for a fun evening participating in the classic showdowns. And we hope that you get a chance to check them out. Until next time.
Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to One of a Kind Milwaukee. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did making it. As a small podcast, your support means everything to us.
Seriously.
Please consider subscribing, rating, and leaving a review on your preferred platform.
That's Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeartRadio.
And don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss an episode.
We have some exciting topics and guests lined up for the future. Don't forget to check out the show notes for links related to the episodes.
Keep an eye out on our Instagram story for bonus material.
That being said, make sure to follow us on Instagram at oneofakindmke to stay in the loop to learn more about local businesses, events, giveaways, and more.
Thank you again for listening. Until next time, this is Lisa
and Angela, hoping you have a one-of-a-kind week.